Welcome back, it's Smashboss here, today with another glitch showcase. This time I found a really weird glitch that happens when Yoshi and flying items are put together. So now I'll first show what happens when I want to do a glitch with normal Yoshi and a normal P-switch. So as you would expect, the P-switch goes against the wall and bounces back. So now I'll make this a flying P-switch. So now, of course, if Yoshi spits it out again, it's still flying, so we first have to grab it to make it a normal P-switch, and now it looks just like a normal P-switch without wings. But if we take this P-switch now and then go next to the wall, if we now want to put it against the wall, for some weird reason it will just go through the wall, and there's more that you can do with this glitch. So this glitch basically works with any items, so power blocks, springs and P-switches. Also it works with other Yoshi eggs, but it only works if the items were flying before. So I already showed it with a P-switch. Let's show it with a spring next. If I go here and I place the spring, it also pushes the spring through the wall. Then we've got power blocks. And they are pushed through the wall as well. And last but not least, we have the Yoshi eggs, and we have to be fast because we need to eat the Yoshi egg before the Yoshi is spawning. So that's what it looks like if we use Yoshi eggs. The other Yoshi will just spawn on this side of the wall. This also only works if the wall is one tile. So if there's another row of blocks, then the item will still go inside the wall, but it won't come out of at the other side. And in the case that this is a Yoshi egg, it will just disappear because Yoshi cannot spawn in the wall. But for all the other items, for some weird reason, they are then just placed directly inside the wall. So like this. Now you've got a power block that's literally in the middle of the wall, and you cannot grab it even if you press Y or try to do anything else. There's no way to grab it. You can just get it outside of the wall with the Yoshi again. And then you can do even more with this. Then I was wondering what would happen if the wall is actually a cannon or an object that can be moved, and as it turned out, it can actually be moved, but there's one more step to it. Mario actually has to put it on the ground once before the glitch can be done. So right now I'm directly eating the power block with Yoshi without putting it on the ground. And as you can see, nothing happens. The power block goes through the cannon, but the cannon stays in the same place. And now let's do that again. And when I'm placing the power block on the bottom and then I repeat the same trick, the launcher gets pushed towards Mario, and that means that you can push objects like launchers. And what also works are these small cannons and munchers. It doesn't work with worms because the problem is there are 2 tiles long, so the power block gets pushed inside the middle of the thwomp, but then it pushes it back out. It doesn't work with these thwomps, and I've not tested it with every other thing, but definitely movable objects like launchers or normal cannons and also munchers will work. So for example, now I can create a setup where you have to push a muncher out of the way with the help of this power block, but without actually activating the power block. So what you would normally do is simply this and then go through, but in this case, if it's a flying power block, then we can use the glitch and we can do even better. So first place it on the ground as Mario. Now, well, I need one more thing, so now that Yoshi doesn't run away if he gets hurt by the muncher, because since I'm standing next to the muncher is pushed into Yoshi, and that means that there has to be a way to re-grab him. And now I think the setup was like this. If you have the setup, then the power block will push the muncher towards you. Now the problem is you need to stand very close to the muncher in order to get the power block behind the muncher once again, because if you stand on top like this, then the power block will just go on top of the muncher. But if you stand right here and you're not as close as possible to the muncher, then the power block will land in front of the muncher and not behind the muncher. So if you stand very close, then you can do it again, and now the muncher should be far enough away to go through. And so if on this side, if there was a setup that also allowed to keep Yoshi and the power block, you would now have passed the muncher without using the power block. So you can use this to create interesting puzzle mechanics as well. Sometimes there are also strange things happening. For example, if you have a launcher and you push yourself into the wall with the help of this glitch, it's not that useful than the other things that you can do, but it's still pretty weird to see what happens if you push yourself all the way into the wall. So now you have the power block, but the problem is you're ducked and for some reason you are pushed against the ceiling, so you can't unduck. So that means you're basically stuck. That's why this has not really a practical use, or at least I didn't find one yet. But that's just to show what you can do with this glitch. And then there's one final thing that I found really strange when I was messing around with this. So in order for this to work, we need a little bit more of a setup. It's basically the same thing, and it only works, at least I only managed to do it, if a cannon was shooting the flying item. I've tried it with pipes too, but with pipes it never really worked, at least in my case. So what you want to do now is you want to eat the power block while it's basically coming out of the cannon. So that was too late now, and if the next power block is coming out of the cannon, I want to eat it right away, basically before it's completely pushed out of the cannon. And you can see that you did it right if you manage to get the power block to be a background object, because basically if I spit the power block out now, you will see that it goes in front of the blocks and in front of the launcher, so it's in the foreground. But if I grab the power block at the right time, and I would do this now, then you can see the power block is suddenly a background object, so it will go behind all these items and blocks and walls. And here's the crazy thing about this: if you take one of these glitched background power blocks and you want to bring it through a door, so this one is a foreground power block still, that's still a foreground power block. But this should be a background power block. No, still a foreground, or is it? Yes, it is. So now we've got a background power block, and now I want to take this power block through the door, and as you can see, when I come out on the other side, it's gone. So basically I went into the door with the power block, but the game probably didn't register this correctly, so when I came out on the other side, the power block was just gone. And this also works with the other items as like P-switches, springs and Yoshi eggs. The problem is only Yoshi can carry Yoshi eggs, so that means you cannot pull this off completely as Mario. But it has the same effect if you have a background Yoshi egg and you go inside the door with Yoshi. Then the thing is, it still looks like Yoshi has something in his mouth, but if you want to spit it out, there's just nothing, and Yoshi realizes there's nothing, so he instead pulls his tongue out, and well, that's the glitch. So the weird properties of Yoshi and flying items. I don't know what you can exactly do with this, and especially for this version with the vanishing item, I haven't found a way to use this in a level so far, but that's it what I wanted to showcase. That's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed the video.